When I was what? Somebody recorded me while I'm
I'm
sleeping.
21 years old. This happened to me shortly after I turned 18 and graduated high school. My family moved to a new house in Texas. My mother
I'd be
claimed that it was
sick
so
as a
we could get
month
a fresh
if I see
start,
somebody recording me while
but
I'm
I knew the
sleeping.
truth. She
Being
was
freak
ashamed of
boys
all
while
the
I'm
trouble that
sleeping.
my sister Jocelyn had gotten into in our hometown. Weeks later, after we settled into the new house, Jocelyn disappeared. My mother received a phone call from my sister's parole officer. Apparently
Man,
they
she got a
found her in
parole officer?
Atlanta. And to make a long story short, Jocelyn wasn't thrilled about the move, so she ran away to a friend's house. Unfortunately, I couldn't fly back to Georgia with my mom, and I had no choice but to stay in Texas. The next
Dang,
morning after my mom
that's tough.
left, I went for a jog around the new
Okay,
neighborhood to
of course
familiarize
you did.
myself. It was when I stopped to catch my breath and change playlists on my
Hey,
phone
them jogs with the headphones on
that I
be
felt a
treacherous,
cold
bro. Be
feeling creep up my
dangerous.
spine. It was the unmistakable sensation that you get when you're being watched. I looked around, but there was nothing out of the
Hell
ordinary.
nah, bro. I'm high kneeing
But
out
I
of
knew
there.
that someone
Why
was
are you
watching me
still
from
okay?
somewhere close
Come on,
by.
come on. Get the
I
running
decided to
again.
cut my walk short.
Yep.
As soon as I reached my house, I locked the doors
Smart
and
move.
immediately ran upstairs to take a quick shower.
No, that's not the
While I was
smart move.
washing up, I heard a faint thud from downstairs.
No. Oh
I quickly
man,
turned off the shower
they trying to
and
spank
listened.
us.
Another thud followed. I quickly threw on my clothes and ran downstairs to check things out,
With no weapon?
but there was nothing. The front and patio doors were locked,
Okay.
so I was left feeling a little confused. Trying my best to keep my
Somebody's trying to
composure,
get through the
I was
windows.
finally able to breathe when my mom called to check up on me. I didn't want my mom to be worried about me. She was already stressing out enough because of the situation with my sister, so I told her
Valid.
that I was fine and that I was going to order takeout and chill for the rest of the day.
Okay.
Later that night,
Daughter.
around 10 p.m., I finished up my dinner while binge watching How to Get Away with Murder on Netflix
I love that
and
show.
eventually fell asleep on the couch. I suddenly woke up a
Whoa,
couple
falling
of
asleep
hours
on
later.
no.
It was around 1 a.m.,
Oh
and the
man.
room was freezing.
Oh man.
The thermostat showed 42 degrees.
Nah, somebody messing with you, bro. They going in my crib, touching my thermostat, making me feel cold on my couch. My guy.
That's when that dreadful feeling came back.
They trying to
I
spank
felt
you,
like a
bro.
deer being eyeballed by an apex predator. Danger was close by. My stomach felt like I was doing somersaults. Something was
Thought you
very
said you ate.
wrong,
What you do?
and that's when I noticed that my phone was missing.
Ah.
After a brief search on the couch,
No
I couldn't
briefs,
find it.
bro. Come on, you gotta get.
Annoyed,
You
I
already
decided to
got. You
use a
already know
website
what's
called
going on
Text
now.
Now on
You
my
gotta get
laptop.
out.
It's a free online service that I sometimes use to track my misplaced phone. Trembling, I typed in my number. Almost immediately, the ringtone abruptly stopped, and that's when I heard heavy breathing coming from the other end.
Hell
I barely had
nah.
enough time to respond when I heard a knocking on the glass of the patio doors.
Hell nah. He was in there, bro.
I grabbed an unscrewed bedpost
He was
from the
in there,
closet
smart. Grab the
before checking
weapon.
things out.
Uh-huh.
When I looked out through
You
the
didn't see him?
doors,
He's right there,
my
my guy.
heart stopped. Holding my phone was a dark figure in a goat mask.
Okay. He's wild. That guy is tripping, bro. What's up with all these freak boys in these videos? Got these freaky boys
Before I can make out any other details,
wearing
the
goat
masked
masks
man
and
slid
what
my
the?
patio door open.
Oh my
At the
gosh.
speed of light,
Hey, bro, you got the slippers on. It's game time. It's game time.
I
What you
burst
gonna
through the
do?
front doors and headed
It's
for my
game
neighbor's
time.
house
Yeah, it's
across the
game
street.
time.
There, I banged on the door until an older woman came to greet me. She immediately called the police after I explained
Yeah, call
everything
the
to
police.
her. The cops arrived 10 minutes later, and after a thorough search of my house, they found no trace of the
Oh my
intruder.
gosh. He's still
After
out
that
here
ordeal,
roaming.
there was no way I was staying in that house alone. So I asked the officers if I could accompany them to the station, to which they obliged. While I was at the station, one of the officers informed me that they had located my phone outside the house. However, since there were no fingerprints on it, added to the fact that I couldn't give a detailed description of the assailant, it was a dead end.
There's
There
crack
was one
though.
last
Oh, it's
unpleasant
not. Oh, yeah,
surprise
there's
when
crack.
I unlocked my phone to call my mom. Upon seeing what was in my photo gallery, my blood ran cold. The officer saw that I was uneasy and asked me what was wrong. I handed him the phone. There was about 15 videos of me sleeping
15?
on the couch, each nearly 3 minutes long.
Yo!
The masked man that I saw had been inside my house and was watching me while I was sleeping. I felt so violated that I became nauseous
bro. He's
and
playing
called my
with you,
mom
bro.
and told her everything. Hours later, she and my sister came straight from the airport to come get me.
I'll
We
be
didn't live in that
traumatized,
house
bro.
much
I'll be
longer after
traumatized.
that.
I'll be
For the
traumatized,
longest
bro.
time, I couldn't stop thinking about what could have
I
happened
live in a
if I
high
had woken up
rise.
with that
Everything
man
blocked
standing
up,
over
crazy.
me. Perhaps I wouldn't be here to tell you this story. It took a while, but I finally came to terms with what happened. But I would be lying if I
God
told you
bless you.
that this experience doesn't haunt me to
Man,
this
it haunt me
day.
too, Chief. I ain't gonna